All right, and we're back with round 2 of the Top Cut Invitational Tournament of Champions. I'm Crims, and with me is Kyle Sucevich, and we are looking at Chris Fulop against Jason Klaczynski in the winners round for the red pod.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they'll be able to top the first game we had, but this will be interesting because Jason's playing a very difficult deck, I would say.
Difficult to play, difficult to understand, difficult to play against, difficult to cast.
Yeah, this might be a long game. I mean, Jason's already sort of a slow player, but also his deck is one that draws the game out for a very, very long time. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I can appreciate somebody taking their time to play to play a game in Pokemon. You have so many options. You want to make sure you're making the best one, and why would you ever want to, give up an opportunity at winning a game that you very easily could have in the bag if you just take another deep breath and figure it out.
I understand you. I mean, you do need to think, consider all your options, but you also have to respect your opponent's time. Don't take too long. I mean, nobody wants to sit here for 2 hours playing a game.
That was probably a personal jab at me, but it's all right.
Maybe a little bit.
All right, so we're looking at Chris Fulop pointing at the camera, actually.
Yeah, we have Chris Fulop on the left and Jason Klaczynski on the right, and we are ready to go.
All right, we're looking at a green, basic.
Yes, that's a Sunkern, yes.
We're looking at a Sunkern. I have no idea what it evolves into.
Sunflora.
That's a joke. Against reverse foil.
Yeah, 2 Magnemites.
Magnemite. Okay, that's a reverse foil Magnemite.
So
I couldn't really tell.
Fulop's going first, and he's going to get some Yanmas out, and we'll see how strong his hand is, whether or not he gets Cleffa or not.
Yeah, so we see a collector. So the collector is exactly the start that you want to have. You do not want to have any other supporter in your opening turn, obviously. However,
it would be nice to have a second supporter.
No. A collector and only a collector. Why would I want to waste my hand with extra cards that I can't play, Kyle? No, I'm just kidding. Here we go. Looks like Chris Fulop is fishing out for a Yanma and 2 cards that we have not seen.
Yeah. Now, what's going to be interesting here is Jason's game plan here is specifically designed for Yanmega Magnezone. What he wants to do is lock in a Magnezone in the active position, and he'll try to get Vileplume into play to prevent switches from being played. And he can drag out a Magnezone using Muck, which gusts something out and burns and confuses it. And then what he'll do is if there's 1 energy or less remaining on the Magnezone, all he'll do is use Apom's Tail Code to move the energy to the bench Pokemon and keep the Magnezone in a lock.
Okay.
So the Magnezone is stuck there forever.
So the way out of that is to have 2 energies on your Magnezone at all times?
The other way out will be if Fulop can get a Kingdra out before the lock begins.
Okay.
That way he'll be able to slowly wither away the Apom and knock it out with those spray splashes.
That's a very good point.
That'll be his only way out.
Well, also, you have to worry about... I would personally worry about the fact that he can also burn himself to death. So eventually that lock's going to be broken.
Right.
It's not an infinite lock, obviously.
The only time he would drag out a Magnezone is if, Fulop was actually foolish enough to evolve straight into Magnezone. You don't want to have a Magnezone active, burn, and confused, because that's just a dangerous spot to be in. It has 3 retreat cost, I believe. And it's just going to come down to flips then.
Yes, yeah, that's absolutely true. Now we're seeing not a very good start for Jason. Let's be honest. He did not play a supporter, I don't believe, or at least not yet.
Actually, he played an Oak's New Theory.
I'm sorry. His hand's covering it. But yeah, he did not play the collector. So even if he did play a supporter, he still did not play the correct one.
Yeah. Looks like he got an Oddish, but the unfortunate thing here is if that Oddish gets knocked out, there's no Vileplume coming for him. I think Jason's at a tremendous disadvantage. I've tried to tell him over and over to play 3 Oddish instead of 2, and he refuses. So he'll be stuck with 1 remaining Oddish in his deck, and that means when it gets put down, Yanmega's going to knock it out, and he'll have no Vileplume.
Yeah, obviously the 40 HP for Oddish is always going to be a problem. That was the problem from testing to, from the very beginning of testing. You see Yanmega's popularity, and why would you ever want to play a 40 HP basic in this format?
Yeah, I mean, I can see it because it evolves into something as strong as Vileplume. But yeah, it's also important to note that Sunkern has 40 hit points as well, so he's got a bunch of targets out there.
Now, what is this Sunflora going to be for?
Now, Sunflora, its power every turn is it gets to search for any grass Pokemon and you put it into your hand. So Jason's entire deck pretty much is grass Pokemon. He plays Yanmega as an attacker, and he plays Vileplume for the trainer lock. So basically, you can play one communication to get your Sunflora, and then your Sunflora gets everything else, and you're set from there.
Wow. Okay, so it's not the easiest thing to get out to set yourself up, but once you do, it's not a bad way to start. So actually, the Sunkern is a pretty good starter for him.
Yeah, it's not bad, but losing that Oddish early on, that's bad.
Yeah, absolutely.
If Jason doesn't have 2 Oddishes here, he may as well scoop.
This is bad. Jason's thinking he's getting an Oddish, and maybe he plays a third. Maybe he took your advice.
Maybe. I don't know. He's kind of stubborn.
And he's getting not an Oddish. One more to go. Where's that Oddish? Show me some green. No green. Nothing. Thinking.
Yeah, and Jason's deck gets dramatically weaker without Vileplume. Trainer Lock is the whole point of the deck, and if he doesn't get it out, he's basically just running with Yanmega.
So, do you think he might have made a mistake by benching that? Well, maybe not, because he only had a Sunkern in play.
Yeah,
he needed to bench that Oddish.
He was just put in a very unfortunate situation where he had to sacrifice the Oddish, because if he didn't, he would have lost. Just unfortunate.
So now his goal is going to be to somehow prevent his opponent from being able to play, being able to attack for a turn.
Right.
How he's going to do that, I'm not exactly sure.
Now, Jason's very smart. What he's going to try to do is get Fulop in a turn where maybe he gets a Magnezone active and can't move it. Now, in that case, he'd be free to bench the Oddish and Rare Candy into the Vileplume. That's really his only hope for winning this game. If he benches the Oddish straight away, he's just going to get knocked out by linear attack.
So he's hoping that he does not have a switch then.
Right. That's pretty much all it is.
Exactly.
He's hoping first that Fulop evolves into Magnezone, which I don't think he'll do. And then if he does that, then he's hoping that Fulop doesn't have a switch. So it's a lot of ifs for Jason. But, hey, he's making the right play.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. He's got a plan, and he's sticking to it. That's way better than not having one.
Yeah. I
mean, a lesser player would have just played that Oddish and been like, please don't attack. Please don't attack. Please don't attack. No! But he didn't. He's holding that Oddish, knowing that it's his only possible way to achieve that final lock. And who cares if you go behind by 3 prizes or so? At the end of the day, if you can successfully complete that lock, you may be in good shape.
Yeah,
you may be able to turn the tide.
Yeah, and Jason's well aware of this. That lock can happen at any time. Even if your opponent is taking 5 prizes to your 0, if that Magnezone's locked, he'll just knock out all your Pokemon with linear attack.
Yeah,
and that's all there is to it. If you can move the Magnezone, that's the game.
I'll tell you what. You know me better than anybody in the Pokemon community. Do you think that I would like this deck?
Yeah, I know you've worked on lock decks very extensively. None of them had any success, unfortunately. But I know you'd be a fan of this deck.
Oh, I love it already. I'm so excited to see it in play. Even with the fact that unfortunately he's not in the greatest of shapes. Let's be honest, but he's hanging in there and he's trying to see what he can do. That Muck being in the removed from game position, that Law Zone, means that he might be in a winnable spot after all.
Yeah, I mean, it's an uphill battle. Let's not sugarcoat it. Now, Fulop is searching for a Magnezone, so if he plays it, it'll be interesting.
Well,
but it looks like he'll just Sonic Boom and take the knockout.
Well, even if he does, jeez. I don't see a way out. I'm looking for one.
Yeah, Jason's just going to have to hope for a fluke turn where Fulop has nothing, no way to match his hand size or something like that. Otherwise, Fulop's just going to sit there and wait for Jason to bench that Oddish. And once he does, he's just going to linear attack it for the knockout. And, yeah, looking ugly for Jason.
Yeah. Jason understands the board state. Jason understands the fact that he's behind. Let's let's be honest here. Jason now is in a position where he's going to be willing to scoop if Chris Fulop does not make any mistakes and if he doesn't have that fluke turn. So this game could go from a very, very long game to, potentially a 10-minute game.
Mm-hmm. Now, what you're seeing with Jason is just the danger of running Oddish. I mean, it's 40 hit point basic. Obviously, Vileplume is very strong, but Oddish is very weak. So it's a trade-off. If you can manage to get the Vileplume out, it's an incredibly strong card. Unfortunately, in this case, doesn't look like he'll be able to. And it'll be interesting to see if he can actually muster up a fight here.
Yeah, I believe that Fulop only has 4 prizes left. Mm-hmm. Jason has got maybe, say, 3 turns to do something, 2 turns to do something. And whatever he does is going to have to be, game-breaking. Not just game-changing, game-breaking.
Yeah, so I'm sure Jason's going through all the options in his head.
And to be honest, there aren't many.
Yeah. You'd think there'd be more with a Mew Prime in your deck, but honestly, there's not.
Yeah, Mew Prime's only target really is the Muck, if I remember correctly, so... Or I guess the Sunflora, if you really need to.
I don't think that would work out too well. So he did get the Sunflora, and which fetches him a Yanmega Prime. And I guess he's going to fight an uphill battle with the Yanmegas.
Yep. So we're now seeing a Psychic Energy attached to that Mew. Mm-hmm. Looks like he might be trying to do that Muck attack.
Yeah. The only real thing Jason can do is keep getting into awkward hand sizes and make Fulop burn a bunch of his hand equalizing cards, and then just pray for one turn where Fulop can't use linear attack so he can bench the Oddish. That's really his only hope.
I believe I saw a Judge out of Jason's hand. If not a Judge, then a Copycat. So he definitely has hope. He's not stuck in a one-card unplayable hand.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see what Fulop can do. Fulop is obviously going to want to attack here. He wants to keep the pressure on, but he doesn't want to do this for no reason.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to get down to a one-card hand for no reason.
Mm-hmm. He got down to that one-card hand specifically to stop linear attack. So, hopefully that card's a supporter, like you said. He will have access to the Oddish at any time with Sunflora. So he's just waiting to see what Fulop can do.
All right. We do have some updates real quick. The updates are that Dylan still has 6 prizes left to Yassine's 4.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, that's the Primetime versus Typhlosion matchup. Yassine piloting the Primetime matchup. That's probably the most, the most popular matchup that we've had this weekend.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then we've got Yamato with 6 prizes left against Justin's 5. So Justin took the first blood there. And finally, Sammy is behind 4 prizes to 6 against Yuta in the winner's bracket in the black pod.
All right, great. So I was going to say it might be advantageous for Fulop here to just bide his time and actually not even waste a card like Judge, but he did play a Judge. My thinking behind that is maybe just wait till he gets Kingdra Prime out and attacks with that instead.
Well, even though Fulop still is in an amazing position, he can obviously, get a little bit better. He can get a better position. Obviously, a King Prime would be amazing here, but let's not kid ourselves. It's going to be very hard for him to lose this game. Mm-hmm. So as long as he doesn't evolve that Magneton to a Magnezone, which he did. Well,
might have an interesting game here.
Yeah, did he just evolve it, or did he evolve it right before the Judge?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, buddy. Now, I'm assuming that
his option here, he can actually attack with Magnezone. There's no Vileplume threat immediately, so...
yeah, but if he attacks with Magnezone, I'm assuming he's going to discard 2 energies, leave himself at 0, and he's not going to be in very good shape with burned and confused Magnezone in play.